Welcome, Ledles and Jelly Spoons, old and new, to Kohigh Mathy's YouTube channel. For those of you watching from Iceland, Pat Whitemuffin would like to offer you some advice. Wrap up. Now, here are details of what you can expect in this month's videos. Next week, Mr. B will be with us, along with the Norwegian Fisherfolks Ballet Company, performing their collaboration, La Vie en Rose on Toast. The week after that, Dickie from Richard York's Wargaming will be in the studio giving us an excerpt from his autobiography, which is called
Where No War Game Remains Unplayed.
Then, towards the end of the month, we ask, Atomic Power, is it here to stay? And if so, are we? Well, I'll kick him out if he keeps drinking hot milk in the fridge. And finally, a family doctor will be talking to us about the dirty cracks on hospital walls, and reading some of them to camera. But in the meantime, for those of you who are more easily pleased, here is 15 minutes of retro video gaming rubbish as we wish the following games a very happy birthday. First off, a special happy 40th birthday to Defender, an arcade video game developed and released by Williams Electronics in February of 1981. A shooting game featuring two-dimensional graphics, the game is set on a fictional planet where players must defeat waves of invading aliens whilst protecting astronauts. Development was led by Eugene Jarvis, a pinball programmer at Williams. Defender was Jarvis's first video game project and drew inspiration from Space Invaders and asteroids. Happy 30th birthday to Street Fighter II. The iconic game was first released in arcades in February of 1991. Developed and released by Capcom, it became highly successful and is routinely listed as the grandfather of the fighting game genre. It is also credited with revitalising the arcade industry at the time and popularised direct tournament level competition between two players. Castle of Illusion, starring Mickey Mouse. Released in 1990 for the Mega Drive, 1991 saw it released for the previous generation of systems, the Sega Master System as well as the Sega Game Gear handheld. Castle of Illusion is a platformer game developed by Sega. The game follows Mickey Mouse on a quest to save Minnie Mouse from the evil witch Miserabelle. Celebrating their 25th birthday this February, Sid Meier's Civilization II. One of Mr. B's favourite games, don't you know? A turn-based strategy video game in the Civilization series. Developed and published by Microprose, it was released in 1996 for PC and later ported to the Sony PlayStation by Activision. Zork Nemesis, The Forbidden Lands. A graphic adventure game developed by Zombie LLC and published by Activision. Released for Windows 95, MS-DOS and the Macintosh, it is the 11th game in the Zork series and the first not to be marketed under the Infocom's label. It is the first game to feature a dark, less comical story within the Zork setting. Turning 20 years old this February we have Fear Effect 2 Retro Helix, an action-adventure game similar to Resident Evil, developed by Kronos Digital Entertainment and published by Eidos Interactive for the Sony PlayStation. Clive Barker's Undying, a horror first-person shooter video game developed by EA Los Angeles and published by EA Games. The game was produced by acclaimed horror writer Clive Barker. He also provided the voice of character Ambrose Covenant, a character in the game. Undying follows the adventures of 1920s Irish paranormal adventurer Patrick Galloway as he investigates the mysterious occult happenings at an estate of his friend Jeremiah Covenant. Whilst technically not retro, February 2021 sees these titles turn 10 years old. Killzone III, the first-person shooter video game for the Sony PlayStation 3. Developed by Guerrilla Games and published by Sony Computer Entertainment, it is the fourth installment in the Killzone series. It's the first game in the series to be presented in stereoscopic 3D, and the first to include motion controls using the PlayStation Move. Bulletstorm. Another first-person shooter, this time developed by Polish developer People Can Fly and Epic Games. Published by Electronic Arts for the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 and PC, the game is distinguished by its sense of style and crass humour, as well as for its excessive violence and profanity, rewarding players with points for performing increasingly ludicrous and creative kills. A remastered version was released in 2017 for PC, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, and a Nintendo Switch version was released in 2019. Have you played any of these games? If so, maybe you've got some fond memories of playing them with siblings or parents. I'd love to hear any and all stories that you might have in the comments down below. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to click the like button and subscribe for more madness. And before I go, I'd just like to remind people never to gossip about butter knives. You know how those things spread. Cheerio, see you next week.